I'm Elle, and welcome to my channel. And today we're going to review one of Dan Brown's works. It's entitled Inferno. So it was published in... I'm sorry, I'm not familiar. I'm looking at it. It was published in 2013, so it's quite new. Okay, and let's say hello to my dear friends again. It's Carmilla and it's Alice. So, we're going to talk about Inferno. And the funny thing is, even though it was released in 2013, I only read it in the first part of 2020. And I read it during lockdown. And I can tell you, don't read Inferno during pandemic. I was unnerved. I was scared. Okay, so Inferno talks about a man-made epidemic or pandemic, a man-made disease, wherein it focuses on the population of the world. Since, like in 2013, we're already 7 billion. Our population is already at 7 billion mark. So, it's like the premise of the book is that how pandemics, how disease is the natural way to cut down the populations or our population, the number of our population. Like for example, the Black Plague. It it reduced the population during those times, and now that we're in another pandemic, it's quite serious. It's serious. So in Inferno, I've read it and I'm very hands down to Dan Brown because although it is scary. It is a scary novel. It is compelling. It's a book turner. I mean a page turner rather. I'm sorry. It's a page turner. Like you can't put it down because you want to know what's next. And this is the fourth book that I've read that features Robert Langdon, and I feel very sorry for him because every time there is an adventure for him, he is always almost killed. And Inferno opened at, let me see, at what particular scene? So, ano, the prologue started with a suicide. So, the first chapter was this. Robert Langdon hallucinating or dreaming in a hospital again. And I was like, oh my god, Robert, can you please just rest? I'm he is one of the characters that I want him to stop his adventures because, come on, after 3 adventures that almost killed you, you're still on the fourth one. And of course, there's the region, so there's the fifth Robert Langdon adventure. Like, you're almost like impossible to kill. Well, of course, he is impossible to kill because he is a fictional character. But you know what I mean? It's like every book is going to die. That's the general consensus. That's the general view. Robert Langdon, you're going to die in this particular adventure. So please stop. So okay, we're moving far from the topic, but Inferno. So Inferno is about a man, a scientist that believes in, it's like he believes that the earth actually already reach its maximum capacity for humans. So he believes that our population should stop growing because there's poverty everywhere. Poverty. In yes, there's the elite ones, but like 70% of the world's population experiences poverty. And the Earth's resources is no longer able to sustain our numbers. So he, the I forget the name of the scientist. I'm sorry. So the scientist developed a man-made disease that will soon um, cut the population's number into half. So the premise of the story is catching or looking for the substance that will spread the disease because it's airborne. It's an airborne stuff. And what's so fascinating is that the story, although it's revolving in searching for that particular matter, it uses different um, artists, different works of art to tell the story. Like for example, the name itself, Inferno, it derives from Dante Alighieri's Inferno, or the Divine Comedy. So it's very fascinating how Dan Brown was able to to introduce different works of art in his novel. It's like he is educating us. It's like he is educating us about the reality of the world, and also introducing us to the arts of our past, of the greatest artists that live in the past. So it was just like I was scared while reading this. I'm sorry, this is a bit scatterbrained. I last read it in 2020. So I was scared in the premise that humans became too intelligent, that they are able to make disease. So good thing in this particular book, the disease is not actually deadly, since the virus will only affect people, but it won't kill them. It will just affect their reproductive system. So they're not going to have any kids. They're not go they lost the ability to reproduce. But that's the that's the lighter part of that's the late I mean the lighter part, or the lighter um event in the story. But if we're going to think about it, that's in 2013, and that's just imagination. But here in 2021, with science and technology so advanced, it's not at all impossible to create man-made diseases. And the funny thing is, oh no, actually it's not funny. It's scary. Not all scientists will be like the one in the Inferno, because genetic manipulation is unpredictable. It's it's scary. Yeah, I keep saying it's scary because yeah, it's a very scary. Like, what the heck? Man-made disease to cut down the population's number? That sounds familiar in 2020. Not that I'm saying that coronavirus is a man-made disease, but pandemics and disease in general, that's scary. It's like now in 2021 we're still experiencing the terrors of pandemic, of the 2020 pandemic. So, Inferno, um, it uses history, it uses arts, it uses science, and it cost no, I'm really scared about this book. So it also maybe yeah, we can see that after pandemics, the natural way of maybe Earth to, or humankind, to reduce its population, its numbers, is good because right after Black Plague, we have the Renaissance. But I don't think that history will repeat like that. That after this coronavirus, will have a Renaissance period. No, it won't, because after this crazy time, we don't know what will happen, and we can say that, well, during the Black Plague pandemic, they were able to bounce back before, but now I'm not saying it's not possible. I am saying that it's a far fetch. It's a far fetch, especially now that it's still really not clear why it happened in the first place. It's from bats. They say I'm scared of bats now. So, Inferno, it's a good read. Really, it's a good read if you want to be scared. But yeah, I will recommend it. So, that's all for today. And for Dan Brown's Inferno, see you on the next video. Bye!